So the dynamic between John and Elias definitely contains a lot of elements that would seem to lend themselves pretty easily to a sexual or romantic reading. However, okay, let's just go through it. Spoilers throughout the first 4 seasons of the Magnus Archives. They definitely have a keen interest in each other. John, in the beginning, seems to really look up to and admire Elias and seek his approval. And Elias has something of a personal interest in John. And then, of course, we find out what is actually going on. And the whole thing where Elias has chosen John and has been kind of grooming him into this role and watching him obsessively and manipulating his life. This definitely has some dark romance vibes going on. There are a lot of parallels with Hannibal and Will, and as I spoke about in my video about John Martin, in fictional romantic relationships, I always really want there to be some factor connecting the characters. I want them to have some sort of profound connection that's not just about sex or romance. And John and Elias have that through their mutual connection to the beholding. And as season 3 progresses, as John learns more about what's going on, there are moments that, again, can easily lend themselves to this reading. I mean, in particular, the moment when John tries to compel Elias and beget the pleasured exhalation. And Elias is all like, ah, that feels so good, that's so tingly. Like, Elias, stop it, there are people in the room. And Elias has also set up this situation where he is the only person John can rely on for information and a degree of protection. And even though John is furious about this, John does continue to go back for it. And on top of that, as we have previously established, Elias is just unfathomably sexy, which makes a person inclined to ship him with somebody. But despite all of that, I can't actually see this ship working because I just cannot see John actually entering any kind of relationship with Elias. I don't see his feelings towards Elias as romantic. Yes, he admires Elias. I don't think he desires any kind of romantic relationship with him. Even before he knows that Elias is evil, I don't think he would be at all inclined to date his boss. Like, I don't think that would even occur to him. And then he finds out Elias is evil, and, well, he's certainly not going to have any kind of romantic entanglement with somebody he sees as evil. Somebody who is controlling him and controlling his friends to such a degree. I just don't see it happening. So we could interpret it as non-romantic but sexual, except that canonically, John doesn't have sex, even with somebody he is dating. If he's not even going to have sex with somebody he likes and is in a relationship with, I can't really see him having hate sex with his evil boss. Okay, so we could interpret it as one-sided on Elias's part. I definitely think it's easier to interpret Elias's interest in John as having a sexual element than vice versa. And Elias is controlling and manipulative, so it would not be a stretch to get into some dub-con, non-con territory here with this dynamic. But I still don't think that would happen because Elias has his eye on the prize, and the prize is not John. John is just a means to an end. John is a tool that Elias enjoys, I think. But Elias has a plan that he has been working on for a long time. I cannot see him putting his plan at risk for the sake of getting his dick wet. I just don't think it's in character for him. Just like I don't think it's in character for John to willingly pursue anything with Elias. So yeah, even though I definitely do see where this ship comes from, and it has a lot of elements that in any other circumstance I think would work really well, I just don't think it would happen. Not with these characters as we meet them and we see them interact canonically. I do read fic about them though, so.